We got a great episode coming up here for you. We're at the Sportsman Show in Edison, New Jersey. It's January, early in the season. It's going to be a good season to come. These are very important shows to go to. We have professionals that know exactly what they're doing, and vendors where you can pick up tackle and know-how. So join us today at the Sportsman Show. We're here at the Sportsman Show. We're here at Backwoods Angler booth here with Blaine.
Richie,
how you doing, buddy?
Man?
Good.
Good.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the show's about?
Backwoods Angler TV is, we focus on freshwater fishing in the Northeast, basically. Anybody who knows my niche, who knows about me, knows that I do smallmouth fishing. I cut my teeth on the Delaware River.
Okay, that's definitely small.
I've been a guide for 13 years now.
Okay.
And a couple years ago, Chris Manley and I were sitting in a church fellowship meeting after the meeting, and we just started to talk about him wanting to do an outdoor production.
It's great how things work, right?
Here we are. Yeah. Isn't it? It's outstanding. So that's awesome. What we do. We cover bass fishing. We've done walleye fishing, trout fishing, some crappie, and primarily we do the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast.
It's awesome. And you also are a guide, right? You also do guided trips.
Yeah, I'm a professional guide.
How can people at home find out about that if they're interested?
Backwoods Angler or BackwoodsAnglerTV.com.
Okay. Oh, definitely. I saw the videos, man. This guy's amazing. Thank you, Blaine.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Hi, I'm Bill Peraino from The Real Deal. I want to give you some tips and techniques on how to rig a tube bait properly. And if you see me out in the water, it's almost guaranteed that one of my rods is going to have a tube bait on it. What I like are the 3.5-inch gets it tube bait. And this is watermelon, pumpkin seed. But a lot of times, I like to put a crayfish color one on, but this is just for illustrative purposes. Now, this is what it looks like on the rod, tied on the rod. And I have a 1/4 ounce jig head. And I'll show you how to hook this up. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I have my tube bait here. First of all, I want to get the jig head a little wet so it'll get in there a little easier. And you just slide it in, poke the eye hole out at the end, and there you have it. I mean, it's a real simple lure to rig, to use. And another little tip right here, you see a lot of people putting fish attractants on these. You drag them along the bottom or bounce them along the bottom to imitate a crayfish, but I don't have cotton. But if you get a little piece of cotton and you just stick it in the end here, well, just imagine I'm sticking it in the end. You stick it in the end and you squirt your fish attractant on there. The attractant will stay a little longer than if you squirt it on the outside. So, with that said, what I like to do is, depending how deep the water is, say I'm fishing 8 to 10 feet of water, what I'll do is I'll throw the lure out, let it hit the bottom, and I'll give it a drag. I'll drag it along the bottom like a crayfish that's skittering along the bottom. I primarily throw these where there's a little more rock than weed. This being it's not weedless, it's going to get hooked up in the weeds a lot. But you throw these into the rocks or in a rocky bottom, and you give it a little scoop, drag it along the end. A little dust trail will go out the end as it's being pulled along the end. Now, if I'm in deeper water, 10, 15, 20 feet, obviously by pulling it to the side, the rod, it's going to pull the line and it's going to come off the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll hold the rod up higher and lift it up, and it will give a hop. It'll hop across the bottom. Maybe go 2 to 3, 4 feet off the bottom, come back down to the bottom, lift the rod tip up, it'll come up, hit the bottom again. And the smallmouth love it. So if you're out in the water, put a tube bait on, skid it along the bottom, and good luck with the smallmouth.
Hi, we're here with Captain Scotty. Now, if you want to know about stripers, this guy knows. Captain Scotty, can you tell us a little bit about your service?
Okay, I fish Raritan Bay, basically from Staten Island all the way down to Cape May over to the Coney Island Flats. I fish predominantly with live bunker, big bait, big fish. Right. What I do is I catch the bunker before the trip in the morning and keep them alive, of course. and fish 6 to 8 hours. People like it. It's a hands-on fishing trip. I have no mate. I don't do any trolling. I don't find the sport in trolling. These are some of the fish that I've gotten.
Yeah, these things are huge.
This is all 2011. Anything that anybody else wants to know about 2010 is here.
Okay.
In this catalog. And then I have 2009, 2008. I don't display any old photos. Okay. So this is all last season, as well as more photos.
Now, is there a really good month to go striper fishing?
The striped bass are going to feed up. The bigger striped bass are going to feed up after a spawn in the Hudson River.
Okay.
So right around the middle of April to the end of June. And then they become nocturnal feeders, so you want to concentrate more early morning, evening, or at night. Okay. Right after about June 15th, we start getting fish from the Delaware Bay and the Chesapeake Bay, and they migrate north. So again, you're seeing bigger fish. And one of the unique ways of telling the difference between a southern fish and a northern fish is not just by their accent, but it is by the color of the fish. Okay. They're lighter in color because they're out in the ocean more.
You can see that.
These dark ones are resident fish for Staten Island area in Raritan Bay. Blackbacks, This one here is a little iffy. I would say that that's a migratory, and the time of year kind of pretty much tells you the same thing. This is non-migratory. So you can look around non-migratory. Right. Now where that becomes important, I'm not going to go back to the same spot tomorrow because those fish are moving. When I'm catching fish like this,
the darker colors, you're staying.
That's where I'm going to go back to. So you can see most of my fish are resident fish, and you can tell that the stock is really good out of Raritan Bay and Staten Island.
Awesome.
So I'm also only 5 minutes to the fishing grounds. And again,
you can't beat that.
Fishing, no trolling, no mate. And
only 5 minutes away.
Stone's throw, from the marina.
Now, how can the people at home reach you?
They can call me at my cell phone, which is 917-922-7207.
Okay.
Alrighty, and I also have a website. You can email me at Captain Scotty. It's CAPTJS10@yahoo.com.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Captain Scotty.
Very nice to meet you.
Call this guy for some stripers. People ask me, what is a decent rod to use when you go frog fishing? Most people just bring maybe a 6-foot rod to go frog fishing. Well, what I've read and what I like to use is a 7-foot rod. Gives you a little more leverage and a little more backbone when you have to set those hooks when you're deep in the grass. This is a Wright and McGill rod from Rick Clun. Actually puts out this model. It's very, very thick in the butt section, but then tapers off to a nice skinny top where it's very flexible. So that gives you a good hook set and good backbone to set the hook and to get those fish out of the grass. And also, when you're fighting a bass and you're inside the grass, don't keep horsing them. Just keep steady pressure on them. You don't have to go too crazy. Just steady pressure, and sooner or later, the vegetation will give up, and that bass will come to you.
Hi, we're here with Joe from the Grand Valley Trout Association, and he's going to tell us a little about what they do here.
Well, hi, I'm Joe. I'm the Vice President of the Trout Association. What we do at Round Valley is we raise money. We do it in various ways. One thing we do here at the Sportsman Show is we sell raffle tickets. What we do with the money is we take it and we invest it in stocking Round Valley Reservoir. We buy bait fish, we buy trout. We stock large trout, we stock smaller trout. We also stock about 20,000 shiners a year now. And basically we do what we can to enhance the valley. The club also has its tournaments every year. We have, I think, 6 members tournaments, and we have one big open tournament every year. We're also looking into doing some other stuff. We have cleanups every year. We do 2 cleanups every year at the Valley to help keep the place clean.
Okay.
We thank you for tuning in to the 2012 season. This is just a starter to kick us into gear.